Hi, I'm Mary Brody, and I'm the author of Revenue or Relationships Win Both. The best way your company can build customer relationships is by encouraging customers to have shared experiences with employees in your company. It's how you build strong friendships and other interpersonal relationships. And research has shown us that not only can personal connections and interpersonal experiences increase loyalty, but the more emotionally intense an experience is, the stronger that relationship is going to be. This is one reason why people will sometimes take their dates to go see a horror movie. Now, I'm not saying that you should go off and terrify your customers. No, 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 no. But it does explain why customers develop extreme loyalty to companies after they work through a challenging product or service problem, even though such a situation should logically break any type of business relationship. And we can thank Peak End Rule for that. Now, the Peak End Rule claims that people remember the most extreme and the ending of an experience. And most aspects of experiences aren't particularly memorable. It's rare to experience something extreme. Now, typically, extreme experiences center around problems and challenges. We often don't associate extreme experiences around something positive, unless it's like winnings or a prize of some sort. In the case of a customer call center, there's a problem, or could we say, a negative extreme experience, right? But if by the end of the call there's a resolution, that's a very positive experience. And what the person remembers is that turnaround. And that's what keeps that customer relationship going. Now, if you're working with someone on a shared goal, you will also develop a close relationship with him or her. And this works a little differently than Peak End Rule. And so to see this in action, let's consider what happens when you make a friend. So let's say you discover a new friend, and this could be through some group, some professional organization, some other friends, whatever. You learn information about that person, and you share information with him or her about yourself. And you then experience this person through activities and conversations, like going out for dinner or coffee, going to see a movie, taking a trip, doing all the things that friends tend to do. So you solve problems together. Your friend may have a challenge and you help him or her work through it emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. And after some time of things going quite well, something may happen where you need this friend to emotionally support you through, let's say, a traumatic life event. There could be a parent in the hospital, there could be a pet passing away, or some other very trying emotional experience. And now you ask your friend for help. Now, your friend may or may not step up to the task. If your friend steps up, your relationship deepens, not only because you're building trust, but you share more connected emotional experiences. Your friend demonstrated to you that you can rely on him or her in times like this. Now, if your friend does not step up, you will either stay in that same friendship zone, or because expectations weren't met, the relationship devolves and it goes into a breakup. Now, a customer relationship with a company works in pretty much the same way. Banter between an employee and a customer regarding the discovery of a problem or issue does create an experience. Through relationships, both share good times and bad, both suggest trying something new, both compare notes. And while customers and employees share experiences and solve problems together, the customer is seeing firsthand how the product works and experiences that solution. Now, experiences and conversations come together in this in-person experience method through store experiences, showroom experiences, demos, test drives. It's a space where the customer can experience the solution, a product or service, with other customers and employees. Because it's through both interactions and conversations that customers will get that vision of how a solution will improve his or her life and have an opportunity to collaborate with employees to resolve an issue. Now, it's in these in-person experiences where customers can envision themselves using the product, fully understand what this product or service can do for them, and also understand how they will benefit from it. And such experiences inspire customers and motivate them to make a change. It's easier to change when you fully realize how such a change will improve your life. You can more easily see what's painful in your life today and acknowledge that the pain really is that bad. And that will help you make that change and realize that it's worth it. And that's why these experiences are so powerful and so necessary and often not used very much. Now, although they can be costly, the return on the investment in live experiences is just overwhelming. I mean, it engages all the senses, all the emotions, our imagination, and this is usually what engages people the most and gets them to make the decision. These experiences communicate the brand best. And this is also why companies like Apple, Microsoft, Warby Parker, Amazon, and other companies have adopted a storefront model. Why do car companies still invest in showrooms and lots? It's for this reason too. Experiencing a product and having conversations about it can help customers more easily compare what is to what if. And they can then envision what their what if future could be. This video includes information found in the book Revenue or Relationships Win Both to guide you in using different communication methods to achieve specific goals as defined in your customer relationship lifecycle strategy so you too can build better customer relationships. The idea of in-person conversations represents one of 4 quadrants that I outline. And the quadrant chart presents to you how you can look at communication approaches as types of conversation methods to engage customers and build customer relationships in business. Now, you could say that this quadrant helps you develop a content or customer communication strategy, because what is content but a way to have a virtual conversation with a customer? Now, the quadrant defines these conversation methods using 2 axes. Now, on one axis, we map the delivery method of a communication. And this could be anything between an in-person interaction or an automated or digital experience. On the other axis, we map if an experience more closely resembles an interactive experience that requires actions with a person, a system, a product or service. Or is it an interaction between only 2 people or a person and a system, and it allows for a more personalized experience? Now, these in-person experiences allow a customer to understand what the company does by providing the ability to ask direct questions and experience the product firsthand, all with the hope that the customer will understand how the product or service could help him or others. The customer and company co-create the experience together. Although in this case, rather unlike the in-person conversations where the customer initiates it, in this case, the company initiates it. This approach encourages problem solving and is the most collaborative and creative of all the approaches. Relationships are built from collaboration around education and problem solving, and this approach includes both. Spontaneous expressions of empathy and compassion are also the cornerstone of this step. When employees and customers directly engage with each other, they can build a relationship. Additionally, customers can more easily experience how the product or service can help them best. In many ways, this reflects why businesses are so successful. Human contact encourages employee and customers to develop solutions together and express themselves honestly and spontaneously, building the foundation for solid relationships. It's in this communication method that customers can be most open to discuss their needs, and the employees can easily share how the company can best address them. Now, this doesn't necessarily happen with other methods. As stated earlier, by allowing a customer to experience a product and encouraging in-person conversation about it, customers and employees can quickly determine the customer-specific problem and identify the best solution and how the product or service could address it. Now, in that conversation, they can discuss the customer's priorities and values and see how it meshes with the company's values. It's a way to accelerate the sale and further deepen a customer relationship. Now, what is challenging with this approach is that the experience is less spontaneous as the crowd size increases. As more people attend an event or an experience, the experience then shifts to be largely pre-planned. Although there are opportunities for deeper individual engagement between employees and customers spontaneously, those sidebar conversations at events increase and improve connection because they're opportunities to get insight into how a solution will help a customer specifically. One benefit in a larger setting is having less reliance on getting the customer to imagine or visualize the solution and how it can help him. He can see it live and up close and understand directly. Now, some examples of activities for both company and customer generated in-person experiences includes events and trade shows, possibly meetups, in-person store experiences, demos, and other types of live interactions. You can measure the success of your in-person experience by using success metrics similar to what you use for in-person conversations, like customer satisfaction scoring or Net Promoter Score, improved issue resolution time, and time to sale. However, it can be challenging to measure some factors in this environment unless you track and record people, and that isn't sometimes just less than optimal. It may literally just not be possible. Ideal metrics that would be great to have and that are like, let's say, time to purchase, or resolve an issue from store entry, or number of visitors per day that you can get, but possibly not, right? Or there could be the number of types of interactions. For experiences in a trade show booth or conference, it would be great to track the number of visitors, number and types of interactions, resolution time, the number of items given away, which you can track unless it's an open bid, right? Or especially purchases made on the floor. That's an excellent metric to track. Now note that this is only a sample of quantitative measurements. There are countless more that you can use, and trade shows use them every day. Now, some ways to measure emotional engagement could include tracking activity on social media after a store visit, determine stronger loyalty to a brand. Now, to me, loyalty is less about repeat purchases and more about wanting to see that brand or company succeed. I'd also suggest that a company could measure brand perception, brand consistency across this and other experiences, brand communication, and if the customer has a stronger belief that the company could help him or her after that store experience. Of course, you could always go back to measuring if someone would recommend your company or service to someone else, or Net Promoter Score. Now, regarding measurements related to content analysis, one could record and transcribe sales or conversations to gain insight about key topics that matter to customers, but this is difficult to do unless you can record those conversations. And that just may not be possible or realistic, except in the case of a call center. Alternatively, discussion topics could be tracked real time, but if there are many people and many conversations in a live setting and it's quite busy, that may not be exactly realistic either. So I believe retail has addressed many of these issues, and it may be worth leveraging such measurements from that world. Otherwise, I'd recommend that you audit the content that is in the store or trade show or whatnot. Just a content audit could provide great insight to determine if brand values are being communicated appropriately and consistently. Now, it may be easier to get insights into qualitative measurements from employees. You can discover insights into customer motivations, feedback about the product and company, and possibly even observations about where people congregate in a store or trade show. I mean, it could be related to a topic, a specific product, an interest, or even maybe a salesperson. When creating your plans and journeys, it is worth considering building relationships that may not result in a sale. Yes, I just said that, not result in a sale. Consider developing other roles for supporting stakeholders like influencers or partners or employees or other types of extended roles. As an experience is more customized for someone's needs, the stronger the connection that will be built, but at the same time, that might result in a different customer role. It may not result in a sale. So to sum it up, what can you learn about the measurements of in-person experiences? Well, you can discover topics that could be automated by creating a web page, possibly some type of blog post or other type of content, or a conversation flow in a chatbot. You could get product feedback that requires improvements or enhancements. You could also get customer input for prioritizing product features and require further customer research because you discover new customer problems and possibly through the conversations discover new innovations to resolve these issues as well. What's great about in-person experiences is that they allow your company and employees to discover what customers clearly want because you can develop deep compassion for them. You can also talk directly to them, understand their emotions, and feel safe and see their frustrations. It's a method that makes it easier for employees to help customers envision what this solution could be for them. A product or service is available to be demoed or test-driven or somehow experienced firsthand. Further, this experience can be used to develop relationships that may not result in sales, but may get you into having influencers who could help sales in the future. You don't have to do all the work. This is the most robust type of communication tool available because it combines conversations with experiences and product experiences. It truly is the best of all worlds. I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much and have a great day.